Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. So after leaving the last episode on a bit of a downer where I've left the bike behind, I've flown home. Wasn't the best thing to do, feeling pretty down about it. I thought I'd give you guys an update. So I know it's taken a while for me to get the videos out in order and stuff. Editing in the way it has taken ages, and I apologise for that because I've been working hard and also trying to fit that in. And anyway, it's taken a while. But it has now been 4 weeks since I left the bike behind, just a little over 4 weeks. And basically, it has taken ages to sort anything out with the RAC and mechanics and all the rest of it. I won't go too much into detail, but what I will say is it went to 2 garages. The last garage, one garage didn't even look at it. The next garage, which was a BMW dealership, ended up saying that they couldn't get the parts, didn't know when they'd get the parts to fix it, and basically fobbed me off and said they couldn't do anything with it. RAC then take ages trying to decide what they're going to do, whether they're going to bring it back, they're going to work out their costs and everything. And down to you guys watching the videos, somebody, or 2 people, sent me messages of a Facebook post says somebody was actually bringing an empty trailer back from France and Spain due to their motorcycle being stolen while they were out on it, while they were there. And does anybody need a bike bringing back? So you guys pinged me that. I've got in contact with the guy. Unfortunately, we came to a deal and he's agreed to bring the bike back. So it's now Monday morning. It's about 20 to 7 in the morning. I've got to go to work in a bit. It's black outside, it's rainy, it's horrible, but Old Yeller is round the corner. I'm so excited. The last 4 weeks have been a bit of a roller coaster. Coming back at the end of a trip like that, you always get the blues a bit, but having left the bike behind, not knowing what was going to happen, wasn't nice. It's been a long process to get to where we are now, but the bike is round the corner. 4 weeks of waiting, the bike's been on an extended holiday, and let's just show you where it is, because I actually have an Apple AirTag on the bike and it shows me where the bike is, and he's actually coming along the road. Hopefully you can see that. So that means I better go and move some vehicles, and I can't film much outside because it's raining and it's dark. So we'll move some vehicles, get ready, and we'll get the bike unloaded. She's back! Old Yellow's back! Oh, I'm so happy. Well, I don't know what to say. Honestly, a couple of weeks ago, before I got in contact with Jerry, I was almost thinking I wasn't going to see the bike again, or if I did, when would I see it? Because for me to go out there and collect, which was the way it was looking, it roughly, I reckon, was going to cost me £1,000. I'd have to drive to the dealership and back in a van, toll roads there and back, a ferry crossing there and back, food, accommodation, etc, etc, £1,000. How long would it take me to raise that money, being as it's so close to Christmas, or the rest of it, blah blah blah. And then something happens, like it has. You get something pop out of the blue like that, and thanks to you guys, because I wouldn't have spotted it otherwise, Yella's back. Oh, I almost feel a little bit emotional, to be honest. Not gonna lie. But look at the state of it. It's been on another little adventure of its own. It's been away for an extended holiday. It's still covered in flies. Some of those from Africa, some from Spain. It's got oil all over it. It's broken. I've never been so happy to see a broken, oil leaky bike ever, I don't think. But right, I've got to get to work, so enough of all this. I'm going to cut back in with you guys, probably, well, for you it will be in a second, for me it will be maybe at the weekend or something, where we'll hopefully get the bike out, clean all the dirt off it. So we'll see you in a minute. So here we are, we'll give it the first wash since she's been back, but let's have a quick look round first. We'll just have a look at the bike, let's see what's happened to it, let's have a look at it, what we can see straight away, just see what's going on. So to start with, the oil leak. All down here, all over the front. We've still got sand everywhere from the Sahara. Obviously everything's really dirty. Oil leak, oil in there, sand in there, oil over everything. Oil, sand and oil in there. Round here to the final drive. Hopefully the wind, you can still hear me. Oil all round here. Oil, there's a lot of oil. Oil, sand, oil. Obviously we've got the bit of the damage where I came off in the sand. That's all scuffed up, we've lost the panel off of there. To be fair, the bike has been stood here since it came back now. It's a little while, we'll explain more on that in a minute. But the throttle's sticking. I had to give the brakes a little tap with a hammer because they'd stuck a bit. It didn't want to move. I rode it down the street, came back, and it feels horrible. That back wheel just feels horrendous. It just feels like it wants to fall off at the minute. So anyway, let's give it a wash. We'll get it back in the garage and we'll have a chat then. Well, as I'm sure you'll agree, yellow's looking a lot nicer now, a lot cleaner. That took some cleaning, trying to get all that oil and stuff off. It's ruined one of my sponges. I've had to throw that in the bin. Just covered in grease and oil. And it probably needs another good few hours of cleaning doing, because it's the sand and the grime and the oil has got in everywhere. It's going to need toothbrushing and everything. So anyway, for now, it's definitely 100 times better. Now, we'll have a quick look over the bike. So, the throttle was sticking a minute ago. It was an easy fix. Somehow the cruise control thing had wound itself right on, was jam tight, so that's fixed. Sticky front brake. They'll have to be sorted out. Now, some of you might remember also had a wobbly brake disc. Now, look at this. Oh, guess what? It's still wobbly. Now, when this bike was actually in the BMW garage, I got a message from them saying that they had fixed the wobbly brake disc and the bike was ready to collect. Now, obviously, I pointed out that the reason it was there was not because it got a wobbly brake disc. I then had to explain to them the issue with the final drive. There'd been some miscommunication between the recovery people and them, and probably the language barrier. And I never even pointed out the wobbly brake disc to the recovery people. But yeah, they said that they'd fix that, but that is still wobbly. So I don't know what's happened there. The rear final drive. So what I'm going to do with that for the time being, what I'm going to do is buy that unit second hand, and fit it temporarily, because the full rebuild and everything for that is I think the kit's nearly 300 quid or something, and time. I haven't got the time at the minute, so if I just bolt that on, I can use the bike temporarily as it is, and we can get back out on the road. Oil leaks, we'll come to that, because I've got a plan now with the bike. So if I put a new final drive in it, hopefully the brake will free itself off. As it stands at the minute, I can then go and use the bike again. I took the bike up the road a minute ago, before we cleaned it, just to see if I'd made the right decision on stopping the bike when I did. Was I being paranoid? Was it as bad as it was, as I thought it was? And it was terrible. I just literally went down the street, came back. The back wheel feels like it's about to fall off. There's no, when I wobble it on the stand, you can't feel it, but when you're riding it, it feels awful. And when you spin the wheel, you can still hear it. In fact, let's just do that. I mean, it sounds terrible. Hopefully the microphone on this is doing it justice. I did just dip the oil to see if I could show the iron filings in the oil that I saw when I was actually in Spain. Now the thing is, because the bike's been sat so long, all the iron filings have kind of, I should imagine, they're sat in the bottom of the final drive. When you dip the oil, you can't see them as much. You can a little bit, but it's not going to show up on the camera. Not like it was when I was in Spain, when I dipped the oil and you could see it was thick with it. Now obviously the oil was warm, the final drive, the bearing had been going round, the wheel had been going round, it kicked it all up. At the minute it's settled, so we're not going to see that. Now, going forward, what I'm going to do with the bike is obviously I want to rebuild the final drive properly. The oil leaks. Now, this engine has done 95,000 miles. I can't seem to get those oil leaks to stop. So do I take the engine out, rebuild the engine and do all that way? Or do I look for a second-hand engine with low mileage or lower mileage and put that in? That is something I'm thinking about. So rebuild the final drive, get another engine, put another engine in it. I think that's the route I'm going to go down. And I may even look for a possible donor bike, because the wheels on it are, when you look at them up close, they're really horrible and disgusting. There's other bits I could use to make, you know, if I got one that was crash damaged or something, you know, when you look at this bike up close, there are a lot of bits that somebody's painted or there's paint missing and stuff. Maybe I could get some better bits and make Old Yeller look a lot nicer again. So that's something I'm thinking of doing. So the actual videos on Old Yeller at the minute, this is probably going to be the last one for a little while, until I decide fully what we're going to do, or I accumulate all the bits to do something. So like I say, I'm going to stick a final drive in it. I can use it, I can put it with the oil leaks, and we'll start accumulating the parts or coming up with a plan for what we're going to do next with Old Yeller, which will probably be another rebuild and possibly another big trip. Now, some of you might remember back when we did get to the Sahara, I got a bag of sand for Joe. So now it's time to go and pay that debt to Joe and see what he thinks to his bag of sand. Hello, mate. How we doing?
Hello. Hello.
I've got something for you.
You got it?
Yeah. That's what you meant, weren't it, when you said a bag of sand?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Wasn't?
Where's that from?
That's from the Sahara. That's real. That's real Saharan sand.
Oh, thank you.
So.
Okay.
You said you wanted a bag of sand.
I did, yeah.
I'm assuming you didn't mean £1,000.
Well, you know, I mean, it was 4 weekends.
Well, it was a lot of work, but that's
a long way to go for some sand, though.
And to be fair, that's been a long way. That has now. Obviously, I got
Is that what you dragged out the final drive?
I got the airplane back, so I couldn't take that on the airplane. So Paul had to take that.
Oh, nice.
So.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Well, while we're here, we're having a quick look round Joe's. You're not allowed to call it a shed, am I? It's not a shed.
It's a shed.
What is it, Joe? It's the workshop, isn't it?
I call it the workshop.
It's the workshop. You've told me.
Luke refers to it as
the garage. It's just a garage.
Just a garage.
Just not attached to the house.
I have called it a shed before, and Joe did tell me off. This is not a shed. It's my workshop. Yeah. So, but anyway, look, we've got
mess.
Broken.
One ongoing project. Another ongoing project. Is this isn't so much. This is working. This one, isn't it?
It works, doesn't it, Luke?
This one works.
Yeah. Does it?
Does it?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's got his Triumph out the front, but there's also another bike hiding under the tarpaulin there,
Ready to come in.
which is coming in. And whose is that?
Oh, I can't see.
Can't see. It's all top secret.
Oh, do you
Well,
know
the video is out, so
Yeah, okay.
So, but yeah, Joe's actually repairing Freddie Dobbs's Triumph, so that's sat out there ready to come in. So you
Feeling very sorry for itself.
Yeah, it looks very sorry for itself under there. But
Just gonna make space.
I thought I was bad at having projects, but this is
Plus the van.
plus the van that he's just been repairing outside as well. So yeah, but this
What Luke's got as well.
and whatever, yeah, and repairing Luke's bikes.
3 at mine.
Yeah.
3 at yours.
Yeah.
So you like to keep yourself busy.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, but this one, I want to see this one done. This is going to be a good one. This is.
We're going to take this somewhere. Green Lane.
Yeah, we can do
A little
that.
bit of fun for you as well, isn't it?
But yeah, I'm going to take this away and do a little bit of rust removal on that for him while I'm here to try and level up the favour paying. But yeah, right.
Good fun.
Well, again, thank you very much for all your help on the bike.
No problem.
It was. It wouldn't have broken down without your help. And,
It got there and almost back.
it almost back. It did well,
Almost
didn't
back.
it? It
Yeah.
did do well, didn't it?
It tried its best.
Then, to be fair, that was the only thing we hadn't touched
Yeah.
that broke down. So
I did say to you as well, were you doing sprays in the sand? And you said to me no, and then the video came out and there's a distinct amount of sand.
yeah, but it wasn't bad.
We had to fill that bag somehow, didn't
Yeah.
you?
Well, that's the debt to Joe paid. He didn't seem that enthusiastic about his bag of sand. I can't understand why. I thought it was a nice gesture, and a bag of sand is a bag of sand, maybe. Anyway, like I say, Old Yeller now is going to be. I'm just going to fix it. I'm going to start using it, and we'll see Yeller again a bit later down the line. But what's next? I hear you might say. Well, there is another project bike coming. Hopefully I can do a video on that soon. I have got some other stuff I've got to do in the meantime. I've got an ex-ambulance camper van sat outside that I'm no longer using. I need to get that fixed and sold, so I need to do that before the project bike comes, otherwise I won't do it, and I'm getting earache to get it moved. So that's going to take me a few weeks. There might be a break in the channel for a few weeks till I get things sorted out and we get the new project bike picked up. So until then, I'm going to keep you all in suspense about what's coming next. I hope you're all having a great Christmas and New Year. And from me, an Old Yeller, thank you to all of you for all of your support and all of you that have watched the videos and have commented and subscribed. It's been a fantastic few months of getting into YouTube with Old Yeller and making friends and all the input that you guys have had into the channel. It's been brilliant and a fantastic end to the year. But in the new year, there'll be a new beginnings. We'll get some new projects going. There's other stuff that I've got that I'd like to do, so stick around. Let's see what happens next. And until then, thank you all a lot, and we'll see you next year. Bye-bye.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.